Okay, hi everyone. In this video, right, we're going to talk about the incorporation process and post-incorporation matters. Okay, so for the incorporation process, it is a two-step process. Step one, we need to do the name reservation, which means that we need to think of a company name and then we need to register the company name with the registrar. Then step two, right, is the actual incorporation of the company. So for the company name, right, you need to provide us with a proposed name, and the proposed name could be rejected if it is undesirable, which means that you have some maybe profanities inside or certain words that are undesirable during the incorporation process. Okay, and one thing to take note is that if let's say you are able to incorporate and register, you are able to register the proposed name and you are able to incorporate the company with an obscene word inside the company name or undesirable word in the company name, it doesn't mean that your name will not be there all the time. There may be complaints made, and then if complaints are made, right, the registrar can actually come back to you and then tell you that you have to change your company name. Okay, if it may be rejected if it is identical to another company name, limited liability partnership or registered business. So example, you want to register maybe ABC Private Limited, but there is already a ABC LLP, which is a partnership, limited liability partnership. You can't do that. Okay, so the name, right, because if it's private limited, it's PTE Ltd. You can't register a PTE Ltd if let's say the name, right, is the same as the LLP or a registered business, a sole proprietorship. Okay, so if it's identical to another company LLP or registered business, you can't do that. Okay, it's identical to a reserved name, also can't do that. You can actually do the name reservation, reserve the name for up to 60 days, and then incorporate the company any point in time from within that 60 days. Or of the kind that the minister has directed the registrar not to accept for registration. For example, if you want to register Temasek something, right, you are not able to do that. Okay. Yeah. So this is the name reservation process. Once the name has been reserved, we can proceed with the incorporation. If let's say your trade, your industry requires licenses or permits, you may need all these approvals first. For example, if you want to maybe open a real estate agency, the moment let's say for us we are a filing agent, the moment we key in the SSIC code, which is the industry code, into the incorporation process, the registrar will highlight that this application needs to be approved by the relevant body, which is in this case the Ministry of National Development, MND, will need to approve that you can register as an estate agent. Okay, the name application approval. So like I mentioned previously, right, once your name is approved, you'll be given a code. We need that code. Typically, if we do the incorporation process, we will have that code because we will also be doing the name application for the client. Then you need a constitution. What you can do is that you can use the model constitution, and I'll show you guys the model constitution later. It is available online. So in Singapore, the good thing is that we have all our laws online, including all the statutes. So inside the statute, there's the model constitution. You can take a look at the model constitution. If the model constitution doesn't suit your company well, you may need to contact maybe a lawyer to draft a constitution for your company. Okay, then next you need the officers. So the officers of the company are the directors, the secretary. So if let's say we are appointed as the corporate service provider, we will be the ones who will be your secretary. Let's say if you appoint me, then you'll be myself, and typically I'll put another of my colleague to assist me. So on our side, we will provide you with two secretaries. Any point in time, you have two secretaries that will be attending to your company's matters. Then if let's say, then if you have an auditor, you'll be an auditor as well. If you have a CEO, you'll be here also. So all these officers, right, you need to give me, but typically, right, what you need is just one director and one secretary for the company to function. Then registered office and working hours. and then share capital and shareholders. So how much initial capital you put in, maybe let's say it's $10,000, which means that this $10,000 will go into the company's bank account, and the shareholders are the ones who paid for this share capital. Then you need to decide your financial year end. On our side, right, we will always set the financial year end to 365 days from the date of the incorporation. Okay, so once the company has been incorporated, right, what do you need to do? I will typically tell my clients that these are the things that you need to do. So you will need to open a company bank account. That's because the company needs to have a bank account so that you can deposit the share capital inside. You need to have the registers set up. In that case, for us, if we are the corporate service provider, we will be the ones who will be maintaining the register. So we will do the registers. This is a mandatory requirement under the Companies Act. Then you need to have a first meeting of the board of directors. Actually, this first meeting is all the board of directors actually come together. Then they firm up on certain matters, like for example the opening of a bank account. So we resolve that we open with UOB or OCBC or DBS for that matter. Then share certificates. Okay, so that's all for the incorporation process and post-incorporation matters. And if you are looking to register a company or you would like to know more, you can actually look at our YouTube videos. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button. Alternatively, right, if you need anything, you can always call or WhatsApp myself. That's my mobile number. WhatsApp is most appreciated. That's our email address as well. You can send a query to this email address. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to show you the Companies Act. Okay, so this is the Companies Act. You can just Google it. This actually governs how companies are run in Singapore. Okay, and you want to take a look at the company constitution, right? You can just Google Model Constitution. And this is the Model Constitution. Okay, so you can take a look at the Model Constitution. So the first schedule is the Model Constitution for a private company limited by shares, which is this one. Okay, so the second one, right, the Model Constitution of a company limited by guarantee, right, that company doesn't have shares. The normal private limited company that most businesses set up, right, is this private company limited by shares. This company limited by guarantee is mainly for non-profit organizations. If let's say you are setting up a non-profit organization, then you'll be using this second schedule, which is the Model Constitution for company limited by guarantee. Okay, but in all cases, right, for companies limited by shares and you want the Model Constitution, is this first schedule. Okay, you can actually find it. You just Google company Model Constitution Singapore or something like that, right? Then you can come and you can take a look at the Model Constitution. Okay, so that's all from us, and I'll see you at the next video.